Hi, it's Tom Kern here. You may not recognize me because I'm in an unfamiliar territory. I'm in a gym, and I'm in a gym today because I'm here to talk about resistance training. We all know how important it is to be generally fit, so we go bike riding and we run and we lift weights to stay strong and fit so we don't get injured. But did you know that the gym is a perfect place for you to work on your tennis game? And if you've had a lesson with Coach Tom or Coach Fareed or any of the coaches here, they've tried to get you to swing the racket and do certain things, and they talk to you about racket paths and impact points, and then they probably didn't say, but they should have said, the best place to learn this is in a gym. So today I'm just going to go through a few exercises that you can do in a gym that will help your serve, that will help your volley, and that will help your ground strokes. Okay, so we're going to start with the serve. I'm in a gym with a bowling pin, and we're going to use a bowling pin, although if you don't have a bowling pin, a 5-pound weight is just as good. So what we're going to do with the bowling pin today, because I have one, is I'm just going to go through my service motion, and I'm going to start slowly, and I'm just going to swing the bowling pin, which is weighted in the head. And this is a resistance training exercise because of the weight in the head of this exercise. This is very heavy. So I'm swinging my racket up, and I'm standing in front of a mirror so I can see myself. And I'm just going through the range of motion over and over. Now when I do this, there's this stuff in my body called myelin. And it wraps itself around the nerve endings in my body and allows me to swing smoothly and effortlessly the same way over and over. And that's why it takes 10,000 hours to get good at serving and become a professional player. You have to train for many years, and they say that 10,000 hours is the minimum before you become really an expert at something. So this exercise just allows me to do that. Okay? So I didn't actually hit a ball, I didn't have to get a court or balls, and yet I've just trained my serve for 5 minutes with a bowling pin. Okay? The next exercise I'm going to show you is with a medicine ball. This is a 10-pound medicine ball. And when we're hitting our forehands and backhands, we're hitting our ground strokes, we're supposed to be initiating from the ground up. We use our legs, our hips, our shoulders, our elbow, and our wrist. So a forehand for me would look something like this. And so I take a 10-pound medicine ball or a heavier ball so that there's some weight to it, and it's training my muscles, my legs, hips, and shoulders. And I'm going to do my normal tennis swing with a 10-pound ball. And you can hear from my voice that I'm working quite hard. Okay? I have a one-handed backhand, but if I had a two-handed backhand, I would do the same thing on my backhand. Like this, I'd push off my leg, but even with a one-handed backhand, I initiate with my left leg. So I'd bend my knee, I'd step forward, and I'd push up. I'd bend my knee, I'd step forward, and I'd push up. So I'm working very hard with this ball, but I'm doing the techniques that I need to do. If I were just using my racket, the body work would be exactly the same. Okay? Next, I'm going over here. I've got some surgical tubing or some rubber tubing, and I'm going to be working on my waist-high volley to start. I'm going to step forward, and I'm just going to push my racket forward. And I don't know if you noticed, but I'm using the lower edge of my racket to lead, which is the way we want to hit a volley. I'm using perfect volley technique, but when I push forward, I'm really using all the muscles in my forearm. So again, I'm training the movement, and I might do a repetition of maybe 10 on this side, and I'm coming over here, and harder on my backhand. I've got my racket head up, strong wrist, and I would do the same on this side, 10. And then I might work on lower volleys by lowering the surgical tubing and adding a lunge step. A lot of people will squat to hit a low volley, but the proper technique is to push off my right leg and hit a low volley like that. Or on this side, same thing with the lunge. Coming in, open racket face. So with these minimal tools, surgical tubing, racket, weighted ball, 5-pound weight, you can train and you can get as much work done in a gym in 10 minutes as you could hitting 400 tennis balls on a court in an hour. So I look forward to seeing you in the gym.